What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hassan Parker, and this is also our broadcast coming to you live from gloomy ass, but kind of warm California, Los Angeles, folks. We're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. Today's a wonderful day. Even though we're on stolen land, it's the last day of 2025. We're finally getting the fuck out of this year. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Also, as of tomorrow, we will have a socialist Muslim 34-year-old mayor in New York City. So that's something to look forward to in 2026, and that's obviously what we're going to be doing a lot. Last night I ended the broadcast, and I had some time to myself, and I started watching Cover Up, the Cy Hirsch story, Seymour Hirsch. For those of you who don't know, the GOAT, the man, the myth, the legend Cy. Shouts out to Noah Cullen, of course, who often works with the GOAT. And in any case, he is, I started watching his documentary, and he's so awesome. I mean, I love him. I have so much respect for him. He is one of the legends. He's one of the greats. He's one of the GOATs. And I highly recommend you guys watch that as well. Lauren Poitras made that documentary called Cover Up. It's on Netflix. And this is a testament to how little Netflix knows me, I think, because that shit wasn't even on my main page. Like, it blows my mind that this Seymour Hirsch documentary came out. I knew that it was supposed to come out because Noah was telling me about how he could possibly get Cy on the broadcast. This implies that Cy Hirsch knows who I am, by the way, which is pretty fucking cool. All anyway,
right. Showtime.
But like, the fact that Netflix didn't even promote this to me is crazy. Netflix algo is garbanzo beans. There is nothing more in my wheelhouse than a fucking Seymour Hirsch documentary made by Lauren Poitras about the My massacre and his like ongoing work. Anyway, Laura Poitras, sorry, not Lauren Poitras. Oh God, I'm so bad with names. Anyway, I started watching it. I didn't finish it yet, but it's fucking awesome. It's awesome.
All right. We'd love to talk about sources. And
let's put it this way. You'd love to talk.
I also want to say this. My dude, my GOAT is still kicking. Like, it's kind of crazy because he is 88 years old, chat. This man is 88 years old and he still has the sauce. Like, think about that. 88 years old and it still has the sauce. I would go so far as to say he has more sauce than even like Norm does. And Norm's got a lot of sauce too. And Norm is, I think Norm's a little bit younger than he is, but yeah, Norm is like 72. Norm is in obviously Norm's in great shape as well, but like he is dynamic. I cannot believe it. He is so dynamic. The dynamism is off the charts. Dude held up to several hour interviews every day pretty well. Okay, what's really funny about it is that while they're doing the interviews, he's still getting phone calls. He's still literally getting sources reaching out to him because there's a point in the documentary where they're talking about, and I really appreciated this, because the documentary is obviously about like the importance of good journalism, something that is basically a lost art at this point, and why we still have to have like, you know, stubborn guys who will dig deep and try to find sources and will break stories when the Department of Defense, now the Department of War, is obviously like trying to do a cover up. It talks about the banality of massacres in Vietnam. Obviously, that's a huge part of this as well. It talks about the lack of care or consideration for human life in general in the hands of the American military. One of the best things that I saw in this documentary is the not so subtle connection to the ongoing Holocaust in Gaza. Is this Donziger? No, guys, this is Seymour Hirsch. Oh my God, I have such an uneducated audience. Sometimes it blows my fucking mind. Seymour Hirsch, American journalist, American investigative reporter. I mean, Donziger is great too. This is Cy Hirsch. He's 88 years old. He is one of the most important American investigative reporters of all time. He still actually has a Substack where he breaks stories. One of his most famous stories that he broke was around the Iran bombing campaign. But even prior to the Iran bombing campaign, one of the stories that he broke was the Russian pipeline explosion. When the mainstream narrative on the Russian pipeline explosion was that Russia might have done it to itself, Cy Hirsch dug deep, got his fucking sources, and said, no, that's not the case. But as far as his work goes, yeah, and there are some instances where he's gotten things not completely correct, and that's fine. But at his peak, he is the guy who broke very famously the My Lai massacre. Like, that was his first major story. Aren't some of his sources like actual CIA employees? Yes. He also wrote about the secret Israel nuke program. He's gotten things wrong. Why are you platforming Seymour Hersh? Oh, shut the fuck up.
Not to talk about sources.
Yeah, it's funny. They ask him about the sources in this, and he's like, I can't give you my sources. This is supposed to be something that you find out after I die, and some of my sources are still alive.
People, for a lot of reasons, they talk. They talk to me.
Tsai had some sort of appeal, and a lot of people want to talk to him. Tsai's report.
Yeah, this is out already, and I didn't even fucking know about it. It's been out for a couple days because Netflix didn't show it to me because Netflix's algorithm is ass. Anyway.
Was the trigger that set up the ugliest portrayal of a government agency.
Vietnam, Kissinger, Watergate, foreign assassinations, Abu Ghraib. It just
Abu
got
Ghraib
worse,
too.
worse. What the?
So his career basically follows the evil trajectory of American empire. And basically, like, story after story that he broke going against the grain at a time when the NatSec reporting side was becoming increasingly more servile, increasingly more invested in access reporting, Seymour Hersh was going in the exact opposite direction. And obviously, you know, he has like very reliable sources, but sometimes they do leak him shit. That's like, you know, there's some difference in opinion, let's say, within the CIA. And famously, I think they just give him stuff if they, you know, his buddies give him stuff whenever, you know, they have a issue with whatever the fucking official narrative is or something like that. But regardless, he was incredibly consequential. But what I found to be very cool was that the documentary, in a not so subtle way, ties it all the way back to his ongoing work in Gaza.
Fuck is this doing in your hands?
I don't know how this stuff slipped into your file, but these are all people that I would never mention their names. I can't do it. That would be murderous. Look at this. It's complicated to know who to trust. You know, I barely trust you guys. Time after time, I'm told things that turn out to be right. The power these people have is so immense. They would do anything to stay in power. Any lie, any story, bury anybody. You guys know you know too much about what I'm doing, so I'd like to quit.
Maybe we should cut.
What? No, let's just quit it.
It looks very good. It's already out. Yeah, it's out. It's gonna be amazing. I mean, I'm gonna finish it hopefully. Eventually, but he is the GOAT. He is the fucking GOAT. And I think it's important to acknowledge the GOATs, especially at a time when new GOATs are coming out of the woodwork, like NICK SHIRLEY, carrying on the tradition of Seymour Hersh by going outside of fucking childcare facilities and demanding to see the children with camera crews and security. You know, who's to say where real investigative journalism has gone? As expected, the ass has fallen out of Nick's reporting. Bonus was backed by local Republicans. The MAGA. I know all of that. And I've been there from day one. And once again, I had to tank all the fucking aggro for no goddamn reason because, unfortunately, the stupids are very loud. The stupids are very loud. The stupids are very proud. There's already backlash from the NICK SHIRLEY video with threats, vandalism, and robbery reports from Somali daycares in Minneapolis. Oh my God. I can't believe it. Another thing that I fucking said was going to happen. If you want to know tomorrow's news, come here. If you want to be on the wrong side and not know what's going to happen tomorrow or not even fully understand what's happening today, go anywhere else. In most places, they will just simply take the opposite position of mine. And it's actually pretty bad because the opposite position of mine is oftentimes going to be wrong. Yeah, right, but too early, as always. I can't believe there's still motherfuckers doing now you're defending blatant fraud. Actually, pathetic little fuck. First of all, I'm bigger. I'm the biggest your mom has ever seen. That's number one. Number two, I'm not defending the fraud. If anything, the fraudulent behavior in this situation is a random YouTuber going up to a bunch of childcare facilities, demanding to see the children, and then not seeing any children because some of the facilities that he's going to is like outside of business hours and things like that, and then duping a bunch of dumb fucks like yourself into believing that every single childcare facility that is owned and operated by Somalis in Minneapolis is actually fraudulent and has no children in it whatsoever. Don't worry. By the time the real news gets to you and your side of the fucking internet, it will have been, you will have moved the goalposts already, and you'll be like, oh, actually, we wanted to, we were talking about how the facilities are in a state of dire disrepair or something like that. Go elsewhere. If you want to know what's going to happen tomorrow or what's happening today, if you want to truly understand it, come here and listen to my words. Do not listen to my words from a negative filter. Try to understand what I'm saying. I've never said that there's no fraud happening in Minneapolis. Of course, there's fraud happening in Minneapolis. The investigations first started in 2014 and then continued at separate dates. But the major investigation, the one that actually has finally gotten some convictions, started under the Brandon regime, under the Brandon DOJ, just so you understand. Not only did it happen, fraud happens all around the country, but specifically in Minneapolis, this fraudulent activity was the product, the arrest that took place and the convictions that came from this fraud investigation was a product of a multi-year cooperative investigation and court process that took place that was extensively covered by mainstream news. It is not anyone else's fault that you are oblivious to this stuff and you only heard about it for the first time through the dumbest way you possibly could. That does not mean that Nick Shitley is actually correct on any of the allegations that he made. But it doesn't really matter because we are dealing with, unfortunately, a wave of stupids. This is the stupids era, which I will be talking about. 2026 is going to be the year of stupids. And we have to really reconsider how we will navigate this landscape full of stupids because this landscape is filled to the brim with stupids. Unfortunately, it is what it is. This is the reality. This is the makeup of the media landscape. And I will readjust my commentary in an effort to dial in and educate the stupids to the best of my ability.
Hey, show me the kids. Show me your kids. Hey, open up and let me and this elderly man look at all the kids in there. Well, they won't open up and let me see the kids, so they must be committing fraud.
That is pretty much this very viral video, and everybody that watched it for some weird reason, including people who are like somewhat educated, saw that and went, that's good for me. I believe it. That's great journalism. Such fantastic journalism. How incredible. Now, of course, one of my biggest issues, as always, is that I am the number one tank for all this aggro. Because as soon as I saw this video, I was in a state of disbelief. I could not believe that there were so many fucking people that were looking at basically like a QAnon style investigation that's not a real investigation at all and going, well, this is brilliant work. I can't believe how smart this guy is. I can't believe how smart this investigation is. And it blew my fucking mind. And people kept defending it over and over again. HASAN the Sin Eater Piker. Yeah, no, it's fucking insane. Congratulations. You made the list of 7 most annoying people on 2025 on Fox. Unfortunately, you have to share your spot with Nick Fuentes. I can't post a link, but search for 7 most annoying people of 2025 Fox. Wait, really? I mean, the fact that I have to share it with Nick Fuentes is gross, but if they put me up there, God, who's number 1? That's pretty awesome. I mean, I love that Fox News hates me. Remember, I love when my enemies hate me, okay? Dan Gaynor, these are the 7 most annoying people of the year 2025. Jimmy Kimmel, he was funny 20 years ago. The View, the first of the pod people, more poddish people. Podcaster anti-Semite Nick Fuentes and Twitch anti-Semite HASAN Piker showed the world that the users of social media have one thing in common, hatred. I love that Fox News is saying we were doing too much hatred. Dog, you're a Fox News commentary person. The fuck do you mean I was doing too much hatred? That's awesome. Also, another testament to the word anti-Semite both being utterly meaningless and destroyed in this circumstance, putting up an actual anti-Semite with someone who combats anti-Semitism with regular frequency, a lot more than fucking Fox News ever has, only to dilute the term anti-Semitism so stupidly that it almost feels as though it is by design. Piker, when he's not being accused of giving his dog electric shock, spends his time saying offensive things like America deserved 9/11. He later walked it back because of the backlash, but he still has millions of followers on multiple platforms. Fox News did an analysis of what he says and is so vile I don't want to repeat it. He's all across major media. The Times called him a progressive mind and a body made for the manosphere. The press is desperate to recreate their own Joe Rogan. This is the best they got. Hell yeah. I do love this though. This is fucking awesome. This is I'll posterize this. Yeah, a Fox News correspondent did talk about killing homeless people, but that's just normal Fox News stuff, That's just Fox News things.